Okay, let's get the pre-show started. There we go. My mic hopefully is coming off alright. Let's see. Yeah, looks like it's good. Let's see. This is us with permission 2. Oh. Oh no, not everyone. Yeah, save changes. Only that one. Okay. And they all have that role. Yeah, cool. Now we can share. Yo to the people. Let's update this for the pre-show. Make sure. Yep, I'll have this. Okay. Perfecto. Okay. So the campaign page is ready. I think everything is good for this. Nope. Okay. Alright. So they should all have it. They should all have access to it. Perfect. Hi.
Hello.
Well, that was good timing.
Orcus roll.
Well, I figured if you guys were gonna be late, I'd prep something in that case.
I mean, we were all sitting in general because we were waiting for you to pop in.
No, I know. I saw that. How's Vampire Survivors, by the way, Robert?
Oh, dude, it's the best $3 game I've ever bought. It's so mindless.
Well, I can guess that 'cause all I see you on over is this game now. Oh, man.
It's a bullet hell game, but you're the one causing the bullet hell.
Fair. I see the hordes. Yeah. I'm just looking at the video on the Steam page now. Also, I need to turn Grumpy up. There we go. Should help. Today should be interesting.
I wonder how I'm gonna find my way out in the battlefield. Can't wait to hear about that.
Some have messaged me throughout the day trying to get everything figured out, and others have just waited to see what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yes.
I have to explain 2 characters leaving and 2 characters joining. This should be interesting. Is it too late to just go get stoned as shit?
No.
Yeah, it's never too late.
I'll be doing that after stream.
It is always an option.
It is, but people seem to get upset when I get stoned because I am very distant and don't keep track of anything. For some reason, that's important to D&D.
You think
me
so?
Sober.
Okay, you can be same. Same.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Listen, sometimes having a DM who's completely baked out of their mind is great because they come up with really wild situations. Other times, that actually reminds me. So I thought this was something kind of interesting. So last time Wolf was up here last Friday, he was running the D&D campaign for his Friday crew, and now just to note, Wolf was baked as shit during that call.
I fucking knew it.
No, it gets better. I have never seen anybody who's stoned be able to do 2 things at the same time, like multitask to that detail. The motherfucker was sitting there chopping down an entire forest in Minecraft. and like fucking hunting down mobs while doing a full description and thought process. And I'm sitting here watching. No, I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, how the fuck?
That's impressive.
How is he doing this?
The reason that's like, because he always tells us not to play anything else during D&D. But the man sitting back here, playing Minecraft,
like he was 100%. I was watching. I'm sitting there like, dude, I can tell he's baked, but he is doing this. Like fucking concentrating on playing Minecraft, doing combat, and running a very detailed D&D session. And I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, I can't do that. And he wasn't just baked. He was crossfaded, for reference, because we had just come back from having beers at the fucking beer hall down the street. And now, he only had one, but both me and him are lightweights because we don't drink at all. And so we both had a full dark beer. I'd say maybe about 3 cans worth, roughly. I had a nitro brew, and then he had some sort of dark brew that he had found. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, and he had been smoking with me, and he had been keeping. I was like 5 puffs in because I was talking to the boys before they did whole session. I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm baked. Like
nothing compared to that full thing of lemonade.
No, that was a fun fucking night, and I'm looking forward to doing that again. Bro, that Left 4 Dead game was fucking gorgeous.
He was gone at the end.
Yeah. Oh,
dude, you talking to me 6 had me cracking up.
Oh, that was funny too.
So last night I was like, okay, I'm done with D&D. I'm gonna go take like 10 hits in a row, and I messaged you, Robert, and I was like, "Fuck, have you ever burned your lungs before?" Because I had gone too hard. I forgot to drink in between, so I just kept going. And so yeah, I smoked a quarter of a gram last night. And I fucking was like, man, I was like, oh, I'm gonna message Chaston because I just watched.
Smoked the blunttosaurus.
Yeah, because my name is Meon in chat, but he messages me6.
Because it auto-corrected.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was gonna happen.
Like, what the fuck? Alright.
I was gonna message you and to ask about things for today, but then when I saw that message, I was like, nah, that's not happening.
Anytime after, so if you're on the East Coast, anytime after 8 p.m., I am usually baked beyond reason. And if I'm in the Discord call with Chaston and Cook, I guarantee you aren't gonna get a good answer. But it is the apparently best time to ask me questions because that's when everyone waits until I'm baked as shit, and then they make sure I write it down apparently so I can't go back on it. Just like I had forgotten I'd promised Chaston something apparently in the past, and he just reminded me, like, shit, I do have that written down. So, yeah, it's gonna be bad. It is going to be bad.
I think it'd be better just to have it on recording. Just start recording our conversations.
Well, I mean, half the time I'm streaming anyways. I mean...
True.
That's pretty much...
Jamie, pull up the video.
Yeah, that Left 4 Dead video. I was rewatching it today. I was gone.
Oh, that was so fun. What a shit post.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember anything beyond the first round of us.
That's playing. What I figured, my man. I thought it was like, oh my god, these guys aren't gonna remember anything, are they?
I remember someone blew up the gas station.
That was me.
Everyone called him an idiot, and that's the only thing I can really recall.
I just remember he did that, and I was behind him, and his health didn't change, and my health dropped to almost 0, and I was like, what?
Also, I want to note this. I beat 3 of you continuously. Baked as shit.
Yeah, but remember, Wolf was incapacitated.
Me and Hunter have just started playing the game 3 days ago.
I still beat you by at least 20 to 100 points. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, a lot of the times you won, though, was
the AI survivors.
You won by 10, 20 points.
Yeah, but I was also baked as shit, alright? I wasn't nearly as gone as Wolf. That was fucking...
Wolf was gone.
There's a point evener where if you're alone, less people get more points.
Yeah, I remember that we were talking about that.
Yeah, it evened everything out.
But still... Also, Wolf has such a lower tolerance than I did. When he said he's like, oh yeah, I just downed the whole thing, I'm like... Dude, you can't keep up with me smoking. You're not gonna stand. He made it longer than I expected. I give him credit for that. I was expecting maybe an hour before. And then when he told us he had to fucking work a double, and we're like, mate, go to bed. It's like, oh shit. Never, ever, if you're going to smoke weed, do not get baked as fuck the night before you have a long work day. It is not going to make that work day any more pleasant.
Yeah, that man said, "Oh, I got a double," and we're like, "What the fuck, dude?"
I mean, I guarantee he slept that night.
Oh.
And he does work at Dutch Bros. I'll give him that. So, as long as he can remember how to make coffee while he's stoned still, he's good. Because that shit hit me for at least another 2 days. I mean, I was far fucking gone.
God bless that man.
Oh, I guarantee Wolf is still baked.
Got that aftershock.
Uh-huh. Man, you drink that whole thing. That is, what was it? I think it's 100 milligrams or something like that, is what what's in there. I'd have to check. I know.
How many servings is it per bottle?
It's 20 servings.
Yeah, 20.
So to give you an example,
Okay.
Robert's a guy who only smokes flower, from what he's mentioned, right? So
I have some cartridges now, but
Fair.
mostly yes.
So Robert is an experienced smoker. I don't think if you took that, because remember, edibles are different. When you take an edible, it hits and it doesn't stop. You can control how much you smoke. So Robert, I imagine, coming in would be a little bit worse off than Wolf. And, Robert's stoned half the time he's in call with us. No offense, Robert.
Well, you're all right.
Is he right
I've been
now?
working on rolling one up right now.
I was going to say, Robert is the only guy in the group that we welcome stoned because he still somehow keeps track and knows what he's doing.
And I'm more creative.
Sure. You're more
Hey,
interesting.
man, I killed your fire elemental with the fucking water bottle.
That is a true
I
statement.
mean, no. You got to tell it with the word. You killed it with a dildo spear.
Well, yeah, we killed it with the dick spear, that's true.
I'm
Which
sad I wasn't
became a
there for
magic
it.
Got about the dick spear.
It is a magic item now.
It's magic?
Yeah.
My dumbass was
it
working.
Fire elemental's core, so now it's like a fire spear.
The character that had the fire one's gone now.
Also, I will say there is also a pike, or is it a pike or a glaive? I can't remember. Called the Moby that is canon to my
God.
world.
Oh, yeah.
Grumpy, if you ever get the chance, Google what the Moby is.
Oh, I know. I know what it is.
Okay. Yeah, one of a player who used to be part of our group, he convinced me to let him make this thing, and it had an enchantment on it that shot grease.
Okay.
And the worst thing is, he killed so many enemies with it. I was so mad. Like, he was actually good at what he did with it. Oh.
That's because he played a fighter.
He did. He actually specifically played a Sentinel build that let him be a spear fighter to such a degree that it was impossible to kill him for a good while. Plus he had Zilpip, which, to be fair, Zilpip in himself was a force of fucking nature. We'll never... Grumpy, as you're joining now, you're going to hear a lot more famous names in our group from characters that have done really well. 99% of them come from Wolf, which is why he's not part of the campaigns right now.
He's just really
He's a
good.
god amongst men.
It's gotten to that point where I have to, he knows my world well enough, and he knows what he can get away with well enough that he's taken a break from the campaigns.
They have really good concepts, but DM doesn't usually let them live long enough to sprout.
It's not. I don't have control on how quickly you die.
You too, though.
Hey man, Shogun
You
did well.
totally do.
Y'all do
You have
stupid
complete
shit.
control.
Y'all do stupid shit that is not
Look.
on me.
Listen,
Shogun's an
man,
immortal wizard. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, there you go. You got Shogun.
I remember going on a flower picking quest, and then a goblin trying to
That wasn't me.
assassinate the leader of
That was
That
your
was
own
your
party
fault.
mate. That was never. Fuck you. I'm not taking that. Never.
Your
did
choice
that.
to make them a god, though.
Oh, never. Never's not a. Gon the Trash Goblin is not a god. They
Or
are.
was it?
They're demigod. They
That's
are
what
a
it was.
paladin to a fallen, or to one of the forgotten gods, and are one of the most powerful Well, we're one of the most powerful paladins in the world at the time.
Are they dead?
Oh no, they just lost all their divine powers because all the gods have descended, except for the prime,
nice.
prime forces.
The true gods.
Yep. So, okay, well, it's time, and to negate my suffering, we are going to go ahead and start and get the show on the road. So first off, quick announcement for everyone who is keeping track of the series, plus when this does go up on the main channel, or not my main channel, on the Silencia channel, I want to make sure it's kept up on what's happened, because that's going to be a while off, so just so that way, it's for video's sake. Firstly, Troy has left the group for the time being. He has his own D&D campaigns that he's currently working with and didn't have time for ours, so he is not joining us for the future. At least not that he's informed me of. And Maya, who plays 3Ma, it was not unfortunately available on Mondays due to school, which, as we always make very clear, school comes first. Especially when you're still in high school or just starting out in college. You know, we really try to push that. So, fully understandable. With that, we've got a little bit change of cast. So, first off, Cook, who will be playing Duramar, has returned.
I've come back.
Duramar is back after his long hiatus from working. Don't worry, we've only made it 3 levels since you've left. Really should tell you something on how well this party's mainly done and how few sessions we've had.
Hey, nobody's died yet.
That's true.
Well,
that is true.
Well,
do you forget the crit confirmed?
No, nobody that matters has died yet.
He was a ghost, so technically...
Wait, we had
still
another...
alive.
Who was the character that died? I forgot.
The ghost
Really?
that got locked in the armor.
You're gonna make me relive.
First session, I think.
wait,
First or second got crit confirmed.
Oh,
Second-
yeah,
second
the
session.
crit
Second
fail
session.
confirmed. That's
Yeah.
right! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Don't
But
worry.
technically he didn't die, because he was already a ghost, and he's just stuck in a gem.
He just got re-died.
Yes, that
No,
is
he's not
true.
dead, he's just stuck in the gem.
Anyways, so as far as it goes, yeah, so we are bringing back Duramar, who was played by Cook in the first couple of sessions before he started working. And then we are actually bringing in a new member to our group, a new player from D&D Beyond, and to prove that I do host, here he is to tell you for a fact that he did see my post on D&D Beyond, and they do get posted there for you guys to join. We have Grumpy.
Yo, what's up?
See, he's a new member. Treat him nicely. For those 12 people who rewatch these streams, I don't know why no you watch it live. But yes, so we are here, and he'll be playing a new interesting character, Tickdrick. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. So, yep, we're going to be going ahead and getting this going. So, last time we left off was about a month ago. 2 other party mates ago. And a lot less crit failures ago. So, the party had managed to finally, after collecting up a hammer that they had been set on the quest for, reactivated the legendary Warforge, and by legendary, I mean he lasted 5 sessions. A Warforge named Bastion, who ended up absorbing the hammer into his back and regaining his memories slowly but surely. Not everything has fully come through, but he definitely is starting to remember how some of his previous party mates had betrayed him. Or rather, left him to die. And as far as it goes, the party after that continued on their adventure, heading off to meet with a legendary Warforged that Bastion happened to manage to fool into thinking was
By accident.
that he was another Warforged by the name of Robot. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend watching the one-shots. As far after the party managed to get a free boat, a free skyboat, they decided as a group that Bastion's quest should take priority in his vengeance against the Tieflings, and the party headed towards the Tiefling homelands, expecting a somewhat easy slaughtering fest. Unfortunate for them, they came upon a major war zone between the Zarius Empire and the smaller force of the Silver Song Kingdoms. Upon arriving, the party ended up joining up with the Clan Zarius forces, signing on as mercenary troops, in which they made a major difference at the battle. And let me pull up the city name, or the battle name, because I don't want to forget this for canon's sake. At the Battle of Ketz. Having sieged and taken the city during the battle, the party, who had decided to join the front lines in the field, managed to help hold off the enemy long enough for a select few soldiers to capture and kill the Duke at the time and Admiral to the Tiefling Navy, Admiral Ricard, unfortunately. Yes?
Yeah, I didn't realize we killed Ricard. Oh, okay.
Y'all didn't, but someone else did.
Yeah, we led to.
As the city fell, the party had returned to their camp with the troops. Friend having gone off in the night to eat more bodies and gaining further abilities. The rest of the party kind of settled in to relax and wait for further orders as Bastion took generally command of the overall group. So we come back to the party that same night in the year 37 BS. The day is the 30th of the bloodied month, which for those who don't know, and let me make sure I've got this correct. God, that fucking egg from earlier is still stuck in my throat. The bloodied would be the 5th month of the year. And you are on the last day of it. It's not important for players. It's only important just for canon's sake for the timeline so I can keep track of. We come back to that same night. Friend having returned, sauntering in, I assume, in his traditional cat form.
My little cat with a bucket in his mouth.
Bastion having kind of started working away, fiddling with the fire in the tent, getting everything kind of warmed up. While Bastion was setting up the fire, and Friend was off eating dwarves and tieflings alike, to be fair. The two members of the party, what was the succubus's name?
Was it Sarah?
No, Sarah.
No, Sarah.
Saleth.
Sarah was the other one.
Oh,
Saleth. That's right. Thank you. Saleth.
Yeah, Sarah was Sunday.
Saleth and Three Maw basically explain to Bastion that they have no interest in fighting tieflings or dwarves, and would rather Three Maw hating dwarves in general, not really wanting to stand beside them, alongside Saleth, who was already kind of almost set with Three Maw as a crew, decided to head back to the underground city and see about freeing more gnolls and getting Three Maw's people away from there. As they left, they explained that their cut of the profits would be welcome to Bastion to decide what to do with, and that they would hopefully meet him again alongside Friend. Bastion, not really having a choice in the matter, as you couldn't stop. You don't really see the reasoning in stopping two other people that you somewhat know. Letting them go, you watch as they leave the tents. As Friend walks in and they vanish into the darkness. As Friend and Bastion, as you're sitting there, Bastion continuing to mess with the fire, and Friend staring, I assume, at the fire, wondering if he can eat it.
Anything's edible if you try hard enough.
It's true. It's just like anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
Exactly, you get it.
Or you have a high enough pain tolerance. You two, as you continue sitting there and the night grows darker outside, you hear as an older dwarf seems to come walking up closer to your tent, and then you hear him kind of moving the entrance fabric, trying to get your attention, and you hear a rough voice go, Private Bastion, do you have a moment?
Yeah, what you need?
The gentleman opens it, and this gray dwarf with this large eye patch on one, covering half of his face almost, comes walking in normal, very dented, very dirty, what you guess would be probably iron armor. And he looks at you and goes, we found what claims to be a fairy dragon, who says he's looking for his pet cat. He mentioned you by name.
Yeah.
My son.
Is he close enough that I heard him say that?
No, you don't
Okay.
hear.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't hurt to go out and see him. There was somebody else with the group at one point, but don't really know where they went.
He nods and goes, yes, I'll take you to the holding area currently. He's being held with the POWs. Just mostly because we don't know who the hell he is. I think he claimed himself to be a Durgar, I don't know. Some fancy, very vibrant name for a very happy fellow. And the dwarf begins to walk off. And do you follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you step out into the camp, you can hear the hushed voices of soldiers talking around the fire. You can hear the fire and the crackling of wood. It's a very starry night out. You can definitely see off in the distance, for those of you who have dark vision, the castle that had been sieged is the castle of Ketz itself is pretty blown up. The main tower is you can see is completely fallen off, and the walls have a massive hole in them. And from the smoke and the screams coming from that city, as you can definitely tell the dwarven army has surrounded it and just set it ablaze and letting those inside be burned alive. It's definitely a spectacle and would harm, or it would mess with the psyche of most common men. But it does seem like these dwarves have a reason or want for vengeance here. And as you're escorted, you see medics running in and out of tents, people being carried around on little gurneys, as dwarves missing limbs, body parts of all sorts seem to be carried around. Screams of pain and crying can be heard as you guys get closer and closer to the POW camp. Eventually, you come across what is a camp. It is a large square. You guess around 100 foot, roughly by 100 foot, with 4 large stone pillars that seem to have been shaped from the ground itself out, and long metal cables that seem to almost block each of the walls. My neighbors apparently are not a fan of D&D tonight.
I just heard that.
I'm gonna wait. Let's see if they want to continue to make more noise. Oh no, it sounds like they're done. Okay. So yeah, as you continue, I really hope they have a big dog or something.
They moving around furniture?
It seems like every other day they're moving around.
Oh, the furniture's moving, all right.
Yeah. Well, hey, no one's screaming, oh god, oh yes, this time, so that's nice. The whole building doesn't have to hear them have sex again.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Anyways, so, as you arrive at the camp, you see the dwarves that are guarding. I keep wanting to say Dowie, but that's Warhammer. Watching Warhammer videos before this was a mistake. And you see the 2 dwarven guards that are standing there. There's not many tieflings that have been put into this large camp, but you do happen to notice the very vibrant colored Duramor explaining to the guards that he should be set free, as he fought on their side at one point or another and was exploring ruins in their cities.
I'm gonna meow while I walk over.
My boy!
Duramar, since you've gotten here after tracking down your hiring someone to track down where a friend was, the dwarves seem to have not taken too kindly to you and immediately imprisoned you upon arrival, no matter how many times you tried to explain to them that you had friends in the camp.
I mean, they are in the middle of a war. I can understand. Tensions are high.
And while you thought about this, the dwarves continue to insult you and call you nothing but a scale-born with brittle bones.
I mean, hey, I've been around for 2,000 years. You know, shit like this happens.
This is the most kind and relaxed character we've ever had in a campaign. But yeah, Bastion, as you arrive, the older dwarf with the eye patch kind of ushers you over and asks, does he belong to you?
Yeah, he's with us.
He nods and goes, all right. And the 2 guards kind of separate and allowing Duramar to come out. They uncuff the iron shackles around your hands. That really didn't do much, to be honest, in case you had wanted to cast magic or something of that.
Well, thank you, Kunses.
They both nod and kind of close the iron little wires back up. And the older dwarf looks at him and goes, Alright, well, since he's yours, you're splitting your pay with him. He marks down something. And Fairy Dragonborn, what is your name?
Duramar, sir.
Alright, he writes it down. Alright, you're gonna be charged with serving under Bastion here. And he starts filling out more paperwork and goes, age?
2,500.
Old. Got it. Preferred form of payment?
Gold.
Understandable. In the likelihood that you are killed by either one of your compatriots or the enemy, how would you like your body disposed of?
Burned.
No, it's alright, so fed to the acid pit. Okay. And he kind of closes or folds the paper back over on his clipboard, or his small little board, and goes, alright, Bastion, he is yours. Good luck. And he kind of stands up straight and walks off.
Yeah, that checks out.
Okay. So as you stand outside this prison, this little prison POW camp set up, what would you all like to do?
Son, I came back from getting milk.
Friend looks at Duramar, who's been gone, and to show him the new thing I can do, I cast
while they're interacting real quick, Bastion's going to step away to take a pee because I have horrible timing and didn't think about it till now.
You could have just typed that in the chat, but okay.
Thanks, man.
No worries.
Have to pee.
Yep. Go on, friend.
Yeah, to show his new abilities, because his food giver, as he calls him, has been gone for a while. He casts Thaumaturgy.
My boy! A magic spell?
He makes the ground shake slightly. He says it's harmless, so it's the slightest shake.
The guards kind of feel a little off as they feel the ground shrinking, and you hear one go, "Earthquake!" And immediately the entire camp, you can hear, just gets in a big shout as people are moving and scurrying about.
Yeah.
My boy, you've made me very proud. But this might not be the best place to do that.
I can turn into gas, too.
You hear troops like clashing iron, clattering iron as they're running around. Go ahead, Rand.
I can turn into gas, too.
Oh, that's so cool. We can get like small places.
Yeah. And then I'll start walking back to the tent.
Okay.
All right. I'll follow.
Okay, as you lot start walking back to the tent, we'll come back to you in a moment. Tickdrick, you have been on a long journey. You spent a good portion of it, the entire portion of it, in fact, above ground, learning about this world, and as you were trying to figure out how to get to anywhere, really, or even find the person you were looking for, you remember after the early days of your friend being imprisoned and taken away, you had heard about him having supposedly family in the military, and that was supposedly someone of influence. And with your understanding of how these creatures work, you knew that similar to your own hive, these creatures, these dwarves as they're calling themselves, have what is almost sub-queens. Queens that work amongst the individual soldiers or the individual workers that serve directly towards the High Queen, if you will. Not the god. Just specifying that for those who watch my channel. Yeah,
goodness.
So, you after finding out this, you did everything you could to try and figure out where this person was or where this person could be, and eventually you stumbled upon information that a soldier was leading the forces of the dwarven empire in the Tiefling lands known as Aelbraid. And immediately you recognize this name, and as you headed off into that direction, and after finding out which way to go from a couple of people at one of the local inns that you had happened to just pass by when you were exploring and learning, they pointed you in the direction, and you started walking with no understanding of distance or how long this would take you. Months it's been. You've piggybacked with merchants, random citizens passing through lands, dodging and weaving from patrols of creatures you had no idea what they could be or what they wanted, only that you knew what a soldier was and recognizing that. Finally, you would come to a land that had these horned creatures that the people at that inn described. And upon finally arriving there, you ran into a small town that looked friendly enough, and just happened to bump into two tieflings, or two horned creatures that looked like they were in charge. And when you came to them, asking them of where the fight was, where were the two hives fighting, with your understanding, the female introducing herself as Galser, one of the known song knights of the Silver Song Empire, which you had no idea about, explains that mostly the mainland was seeing the highest fluctuation of fighting, and that if you would be interested in joining, she could more than happily arrange for you to be sent over. But that you would have to take a boat. And not having an understanding of really what was a boat, you agreed, assuming that this person, noticing that this person wasn't hostile to you, and definitely with your more sixth sense could tell that this creature was actually trying to help you. You understood that this was someone who was generally, not kind isn't a word you would understand, but someone who would not cause you harm, that wanted to see you prosper. And upon arriving on the boat, or upon taking the boat, arriving on the mainlands, you immediately snuck away from these horned creatures, as you knew that this Aelbraid was at war with them already, was the enemy to them. And so, finding one of the dwarven cities, you started heading south, eventually coming upon this giant stone city that you recognize, and saw how crumbling it was on fire. You could hear the screams of people, and at that point you saw this large force of creatures that looked just like Aelbraid. Almost identical in many cases to you, at least, having never seen any other, or not having seen many diverse faces in time. As the soldiers kind of pointed you off towards one of the tents, trying to help you out with, as you talk about trying to find Aelbraid, you eventually come across a strange-looking group, with what looks to be an older dwarf, who, that older usually means more respected, more welcome, because as someone who's served for a lot longer, they have a better brain or understanding of war. You see this older dwarf walking with this like strange shiny creature, made of some the same materials as your weapons, your physical weapons, not your hands, to make very clear.
Yeah.
And as you kind of follow them, you see as they kind of grab this dragonborn, and you see the little ball or the little cat seems to meow, and suddenly the entire ground starts to shake. And you've never seen creatures like this before. You know creatures that can make the ground shake. There are definitely creatures big enough underground that can cause massive cave-ins or earthquakes. But something this small and furry not accustomed to your expectations, having lived mostly in the Draffican continent. You also see as there are dwarves being moved around from here to here, some bleeding to death. You definitely recognize this is definitely a war camp. This is what you would expect when your hive would go to battle. They would have a camp and continuously attack. So, with all that said and caught up, where would you like to go? Or what would you like to do?
I think he would like to follow the new interesting creatures he's never seen before. Stealth, of course, and just kind of listen in and see what they're all about.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. First roll of the new campaign.
Oh yeah.
I will say every sound you hear from. Well, I see it.
That's a natural one.
Uh, wow.
I have the
First
control.
roll of the season.
I'm gonna call it now.
Oh wow.
I know he's there. I fully see what he is.
Yeah, everyone with their passive perception.
Even me, who's peeing 3/10 away, saw you standing there.
Yeah, as you begin, it's dark, and from your experience, darkness was harder for the other, or would be hard for these creatures to see. I mean, you have at least spent enough time in the above ground world to know that most of these creatures can't see very well in the dark. And as you start to kind of get down on the ground, kind of making yourself smaller, like as if you're like hunting another soldier or prey to bring back to the hive, you notice they're all staring at you.
Not a monster. Not a monster.
Tick-Trick, would you like to explain what the party sees and what you look like?
So you see a giant insectile mantis-looking bug that is about like 5 feet 11 inches, is completely black with dark gray pattern-ish all across the body, and big red eyes.
Okay. So as you guys see this, what can only be explained to Durmar and Bastion as a giant insect that none of you have ever seen, friend who hasn't seen much of this world.
Yeah, I was about to ask if I would have known for my very long period of living.
Give me a history check. Let me see if you can figure it out.
Alright, let's see what this roll's gonna be.
Can't be worse than one. Oh, wow.
That's a 9.
The answer is no.
So you guys want to go into the combat tonight?
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Hold on.
Maybe our luck will change. The winds of magic are upon us, and I hope they change.
After yesterday, yeah, let's keep this going. Let's see who else can almost die tonight. All right, I got some ghosts ready for everyone.
Oh God, no, not again.
No,
Good luck with that. We talked about what happened if a ghost caught me.
that's true. Duramar, as you think back, your memory is really hazy from so many years of being alive, and while this is definitely a species you feel like you would recognize, you don't for some reason. It doesn't kind of jog into your memory. You've never seen one of these creatures before, but you do know enough about basic sentient creatures that anything that would try and like hide or get down as it was watching people is definitely at least smart enough to communicate.
What you doing there, bud?
And how he talks, it is in common, but it is like as a child would be speaking, very a lot slower.
Another
'Cause
child.
He's not used to the language yet, or not super used to it. He just he'll just get up, raise his hands, or 4 hands, and he'll just say, "Not a monster, not a monster. Don't kill, please."
Same.
Meow.
The dwarf.
Definitely have a hand affixed on one of my axes.
Okay.
Just ready.
The dwarf kind of stops as he's getting ready to walk away at this and sees Tick-Trick and goes, God, these mercenaries get weirder every year, and continues on as he writes down. And for those with a passive perception above 15, you see it literally just reads, Bugman, part of mercenary company. Don't pay.
Nice. Don't.
And he walks away. All right.
Well, you should come with us. All right.
What do you mean?
You need a place to sleep, don't you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Gotta keep an eye on this. Holy shit.
Okay.
What are you?
What does it look like?
I was gonna say, yeah, Duramar, why don't you describe what Tick-Trick is seeing for your own character?
All right. Yep, no problem. Duramar is a very. He's short. He's 3'7", dragonborn essentially. That is what he looks like. His skin, well, scales are violet. Kind of has let me take. Kind of got some horns on his head. You know, if you've seen a dragonborn before, just think of that and just kind of shrink him down to midget size. You know.
The best describer of the group, Bastion. How about yourself?
So first off, there's that.
There is that.
So the main difference from that picture that you notice is two hand axes, one affixed on each hip, with kind of like a gold inlay running up the blade, and then he's got like dark and black swirls running throughout the metal. And rather than that orangish glow that the eyes have in that picture, it's more of a like dark ember red.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And friend.
So while I normally look like this,
Yeah.
what you see right now is more akin to that. But he has a little bucket in his mouth and he's wearing a belt.
There you go. Yeah, this is why we make Hero Forge characters a lot of times for those who are less into description and more into design. But wait, are you actually a black cat? I thought you went with like a green cat last time, wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Black cat.
It's been a while.
Yeah, little black cat with little oddly colored. He has like red eyes.
And beyond them, Tick-Trick, you can definitely see the giant POW camp that you recognize as the same style as what your people would do to capture Dragonborn or any other creatures and haul them into a pen. To treat them kind of like what you would like cattle in a sense, a food source to be fed to the queen. So yeah, the concept of POW or a prisoner at all wouldn't really make sense to your own people. Anything that was captured, whether it be other Thrycreen or any sentient creature, for the most part would usually be eaten by the queen and brought to her. So just for reference. Okay. So as you look on to them, Tick-Trick, as they kind of explain a bit about who they are. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make them explain what they're doing, or who they are and what they're doing. Bastion, since you are leader,
Like, what our goals are?
I mean, this man is asking what are you? So y'all,
Okay.
Yeah, y'all can give him a better answer.
I've come a long way. Some might say, I guess, I could be considered a lost soul of sorts. I'm here, though. The tieflings are under the power of somebody that I once held very close to me, who left me to die, and I would like to return the favor.
Okay.
Phenomenal! Blood for the blood gods!
I say slime and silver. Yeah, Tick-Trick, you speak common only, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear as the little cat sings to you. That's all.
It sings?
Yeah, he's singing. In
I believe the descriptions, it sounds like a choir.
Yeah, you hear this beautiful song that you don't understand any of the words to, but it is very gorgeously presented. Although music is very much lost on you, as your people don't know what that is.
He said slime.
Slime?
And I turn my mantis claw.
I'm gonna respond to. I'm gonna talk to friend and be like, "Yeah, I relayed his message, of course, in Sylvan."
Okay. As you hear these two continue to sing at each other,
He's just gonna stare. He's gonna keep staring at them, mystified by it.
You get used to it.
It's the language that he knows that I can speak to him through.
I mean, I could speak in a far more. I'll say, is this better in Abyssal, which sounds demonic?
yeah, you just suddenly start hearing a very dark speech. And actually, Tickdrick, you would generally know what this is, that this is a speech of evil creatures who try to hunt and kill your species, traditionally, because your species is one of the few that doesn't make deals with demons or devils, mostly because the concept makes no sense to them. And thus, there's a very big hatred between fiends and Thrycreen.
Friend walking up here like,
Jesus.
He's gonna be taken aback, and he's gonna pull out a dagger and just hold it. He's not gonna move or anything, but he's like, he's concerned.
don't worry. He's
That back.
harmless sometimes.
Oh.
What is it?
Just don't touch him. That's for your safety.
What is it?
Is
Slime.
that dagger magical?
You want to give me an Arcana check?
I was just asking
We're
out
asking.
Oh, you're asking him in comment. Okay.
No.
loud. No.
Good luck.
You're probably wasting your time.
Does it not? Does it not hurt?
No.
It'll eat the blade.
One of the dwarves kind of walks up next to Tickdrick, looks up, and you see this a little bit more flashier dwarf in what looks to be a fruffier helmet with feathers coming out of it, going back in a straight line, wearing very heavy, almost purplish-like metal as a plate mail. And he just looks over at Tickdrick and then looks at the party and looks down at the cat and goes, "He ate my sword." Not even the good one. My ancestral golden sword. He ate it.
Oh.
He found it on the battlefield before I did. And he just looks at Tickdrick, not even paying attention to the fact that you are an insect to him. And he goes, and this guy's like maybe 4 feet tall to you, Tickdrick, so he's definitely a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
And you can barely see his face under the helmet. And he goes, "It was a sword worth over 2,000 gold coins, and he ate it." Don't trust him with any of your stuff as he walks on.
I
He
start
did eat
swinging
my
my paw.
bagpipes.
I swing my paw at the dagger.
He's gonna put it away.
Yeah.
He is now scared of cats.
Oh,
Ever.
I mean, if you tell Durhamar that, I can fix that.
Oh, yeah. Make him scared of small elven children next.
He thinks cats are slimes now because that's all he thinks is slime right now.
Okay.
Every cat, he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's a deadly creature."
I'll tell friend when we get back to the tent if he wants to show him his other form, his elven form, he can.
Okay. So I assume, Bastion, do you start leading them back to the tent to...
Yeah.
Okay. So Tickdrick, you kind of see as they start kind of heading off towards one of the weird fur-like buildings. You have a general idea, understanding what buildings are. In your society, you built it out of stone or into the stone walls as you needed to. But the concept of a tent is definitely one of those things that is very lost on you. It's fluffy, it moves in the wind, and it's not very stable, unlike your home, and makes really no practical sense to you. Overall,
Not safe.
yeah. Basically, yeah. You see them start heading over in that direction. Do you follow, or do you just kind of stand there and watch? Or something
He'll follow
else?
it
Okay.
at a distance.
Okay. All right. As you just fall back and watch as they finally come to the edge of the camp and enter into this rather large tent. You can see as it kind of opens up, there's some sort of animal pelt on it. You can definitely see a fire pit in the center of the room, and what looks to be a couple more dead animal skins all around. And they all just seem to go in without hesitation. Do you follow, or are you going to stay back and stay out?
He'll approach slowly and he'll go in.
Okay. As you do touch the tent, yeah, you definitely realize how flimsy this thing is to you. It's not solid. It's not underground. It's they are not safe from an ambush. in your mind.
Boulders.
Yeah. But any of you could throw rocks at this and it'd go right through. But as you come in, you see this very nice tent as it opens up, full with shiny things, shiny circular objects, some knives here and there, some meat, some cooking meat on one of the fires, just kind of naturally spinning itself. You see a little bit of something that kind of sparkles that you recognize definitely as magic. As you enter in, you see the whole party kind of just sitting around. Friend, are you still staying in your cat form, or did you say you were going to change your form?
I'm the child right now.
Okay, so yeah, as you walk in, Tick-Trick, the cat is gone, and now there is a tiny child. Kind of looks... it's definitely a child. You don't know what the hell the species is. It doesn't have a beard, so it's definitely not Elbraid.
This is my son.
Did the change happen out? He didn't see them.
No, before you got in.
Yeah, before you got in.
Where'd the slime go?
He's still here.
Still here.
Yeah.
The child.
Yeah, dummy.
I'm like, watch, and I just like take a copper out and just flunk into friend.
You see as it kind of goes into the creature, into the child, and disappears, and then you smell like burning scent coming from
I'm just
it.
gonna stare at it.
Yeah,
I'll spit out the half-destroyed copper.
Out comes this like copper that's very gooey looking, like it looks like it's kind of melted over onto itself. You don't recognize any markings on it other than that it's brown.
Yeah, my son here, he is a slime, and he could change his form, so that's what he was a little while ago. Yeah, the black cat.
I wave happily, having no idea what they're talking about.
He'll wave back.
As you are kind of having this conversation, you hear some troops come. You can definitely hear some heavy boots coming up from behind you, Tick-Trick, where the door is. As you're kind of standing at the entrance, staring down, kind of staring into, and as you kind of turn around, all of you suddenly see as the tent is opened wide, and in comes this about 5'4", chubby, heavily armored with a spear in one hand and his shield and sword on his back and side. And he comes in looking at Bastion. Bastion, you recognize this as one of the commanders in charge of the siege of Ketz. And he looks around and he says, "You lot bring up the weirdest mercenaries." First, a three-headed gnoll, and what I can only describe as I assume was a shapeshifter of some sort. I don't know what the fuck that thing was. A person who eats people, and now a purple dragonborn. And we're not even going to talk about... And he looks at Tick-Trick and goes, "Are you a Thrycreen?"
He'll nod very, very fast because he recognizes that word.
Huh. I read you were extinct. You're like, what the hell? He looks at Bastion and goes, "What the hell are you paying people to find these people?"
We just met him.
Sure.
And I was here. I was part of the group before they came to you guys. I'm just returning.
All right, purple scaly fellow.
It's what I am.
Indeed, it is. And to be honest, I can't tell if you're one of the bastards of Toutler before he died, or if you're just some really froofy dragonborn. Anyways,
Completely unrelated to them.
I'll believe it when I see it. I
believe he's actually an ancestor of Wrath.
Huh.
He was a mute dragonborn.
I've been around for a while. My age.
You mean
Kinda
that
makes me a little
dragonborn
different.
known as Raz, the mute guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a long distance friend who said he employed him. A guy named Greg. Bloodthirsty bastard, mean as all hell. Now he has a cannon for an arm. Yeah, people are weird these days.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We actually met Greg Hunter. Actually, a shock.
He stuck he melted a copper cannon onto his arm and thought it would be a good idea to fire it Turns out, non-magical item, really hard to load a cannon that's stuck on your arm, especially one that weighs that much. But, hey, it was his choice. Anyways, he kind of holds the bridge of his nose and goes, so, now you got a thrycreen. I expect you to feed it, watch it, and make sure it doesn't eat any of my men. That goes for you too, Mr. Slime Child. Yeah, I can tell what you are, as he looks at you. I assume it understands common?
No, but I can translate.
Good. Make sure he stops eating the damn dwarves that are falling on the battlefield. They have families that they need to be given home to.
I will relay that information.
Thank you. You have like almost 100 women gonna be crying at me when I come home and explain, oh yeah, a slime ate your child. Or
I
your
only
husband.
ate out of game, I only ate like 7 dwarves. I ate most of the people.
That's 7 families.
I don't mean to make things dark, but they're fighting tieflings. You could just tell them the bodies are burned.
Yeah, I don't really, not big on lying to my, the widows of my soldiers, especially men who fought bravely on the battlefield. Half of their wives are fighting alongside of them, surprisingly enough, but...
Yeah, that sounds like dwarves, yeah.
That's... Just make sure the slime and the thrycreen don't eat people. At least no people that are on our side. The enemies are, you do as you wish, just don't eat my people. He just kind of takes his hands off his bridge of his nose and kind of just pushes onto his temple now. You can definitely tell he's under a little bit of stress. Alright, so here's the deal. Since y'all got a nice little mercenary crew going here, we're heading up north to Yasmoina, in the capital of the Tiefling lads in the morning. We will be joining a sieging army, just as a heads up with that. There's a good chance that Lady Silversong will be there. The Empress or Queen or whatever she wants to call herself. She'll be dead within a week, hopefully. She is a caster. I'm going around letting the mercenary troops know that she is a strong magic caster. But it's not her you need to worry about. We've had rumors that her husband has returned somehow, and supposedly he's a legendary warrior. You may have heard of Gaul the Thumbstealer. And he looks over at Friend and goes, careful, he has a thing for slimes. And he looks back to Bastion and goes, he goes into battle naked. It's pretty easy to recognize him. He's one of the only tieflings I've ever seen run into battle fully naked and still come out victorious. As far as it goes, you see him run, and then they've got a daughter, apparently, that is supposedly now joining the fight. Also another powerful magic caster. We should be alright as far as forces go. There's nothing else surprising us. Theoretically, there is another group like yourself, a second Warforged traveling around with I guess a large purple creature of some sort that shapeshifts. I have no idea by the description. They were joined with another army that was coming in from the north. But the Warforged that's traveling supposedly has a beard, so it should be pretty easy to recognize him. I recommend matching up with him if you get the chance. They should know where to go from there. Or join the front lines. I don't care. Just don't eat my people anymore, for God's sake. Yeah.
I will tell Friend right now, of course in Sylvan, stop, don't eat the dwarves, eat the tieflings instead.
Okay, I won't eat the dwarves when they see me eating. Got it.
He looks at them, looks at the thrycreen and goes, do you understand common, thrycreen?
Yes.
Good.
Not a monster.
Listen, on a battlefield, all men are monsters. They do what they gotta do. Just don't kill your friends. Sorry. Hive mates.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hive mates? He'll point at everyone else.
Yes. Those are your hive mates. Oh, God. I miss my job working at this university. I should not have taken this commission. Anyways, is there anything you would need of me at this point, Bastion?
Could I try to just think from my recollection on any tips I might have for them on her magic?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a history check.
Also, did we get paid for this battle yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Ouch, that's an 8.
So you recollect she is definitely a magic caster. You don't remember if she was a wizard or a sorcerer. Just because of the fact that, to be honest, magic was never your strong suit. You do remember she was purple-skinned with large horns, and predominantly died and got her butt kicked a lot. Let me think. Oh, and she has a hatred of dragons specifically, and a very huge hatred for dwarves, especially Greg.
No, I don't think I have anything for you.
Yeah, good. Rest up well, or leave in the morning. I don't care. If you're here before daylight breaks, he looks at you and goes, "You won't get paid. So stay here till morning. There should be a payment around somewhere at that point. We got a lot of people to take care of. I don't know how much your pay is. I don't care. They'll handle that."
Do I get money?
He looks at Tickdrick and goes, "Did you fight in the battle?"
What battle?
Bastion, I'm gonna remind you that as the contract that you agreed to, and by agreeing that you are a mercenary for hire to our army, was that you handle all payments, so you will get paid a large sum. You divvy that out accordingly.
Yep, understood.
He looks at Tickdrick and goes, and he points to Bastion and says, "Queen, protect it. It pays and feeds," and walks out. As the dwarves kind of start marching off, you hear as their plate boots start slowly distance themselves, and you lot are left in your tent.
Well, I mean, all we gotta now is wait for morning, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know it's pitch black. That's you don't know the time though.
Yeah, that checks out.
All right. So going down the order, Doramar, are you doing anything in the night, or are you just gonna pass out?
Not exactly much I can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bastion?
I am all set, so if any of them need to rest, I'll let them and stand guard
Okay.
through the night.
Okay. Keeping the fire going and such. Okay. All right. Friend?
Can I get Bastion to try and teach me common?
If you can somehow communicate in a way that he understands.
I'll teach it common if you really want to, Chaston.
I mean, it'd be nice if I could communicate with the party.
It's probably going to take more than a single night to teach you common.
Yeah, but we could start. But yeah, alright, that's fair enough. We can start later.
Okay, so you two will start that then. All right. Tickdrick, is there anything you'd like to do in the middle of the night?
No, he'll just sit in the corner and watch.
Okay. That's right, because you don't have to sleep, if I remember right.
No, he doesn't sleep.
Literally, there's only one person in this party who has to sleep, and that's Duramar. My man needs to find something that helps him not sleep, so y'all can continue fighting through the night. Be the fucking sleepless fighters there. I mean, and I will mention, just as I mentioned, Tickdrick, and actually for the rest of the party, this was something I forgot to bring up. So when you do all come into the tent initially, you do see that a new banner has been posted out in front of it. That is simply a white banner with a yellow sun that has little iron pointers going out of it, and below it reads the light in common.
So is that what we're called now?
That is what Bastion gave the name of your party.
I panicked.
Bastion was stoned. He goes, "We are known as the Light." All right.
Well, I mean, we're the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, the New Hope.
So we're gonna destroy the fucking...
Destroy the tunnel.
Take it down!
Full anarchy. Okay.
Oh, God.
So yeah, as the night goes on, Duramar, I want you to give me a... Let's go with... Let me see if there's anything specific. Otherwise, it'll just be an int check. Give me a minute. You know what? I'm going to say, yeah, just a straight up intelligence check is fine.
Oof, 10.
Okay. Friend, I know you're away. Do you want me to roll for you?
I just heard you as I got back because food just showed up. What am I rolling for?
Just roll an intelligence check.
Does teacher pick up on any of this as well?
If you
Of
would
him
like
trying
to.
to teach him?
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
that's
Oh,
Holy
wow.
crap!
Yeah, can't
What
crit
the
on
fuck?
on a check, but I respect the 20. This is what they needed last night.
Yeah.
All right, and Tick Trick, if you want to go ahead and give me an intelligence check as well to see if you can pick up on what they're learning.
That's better
Wow.
than 18.
Hate it.
So while Duramar is a terrible, terrible teacher, and as he's explaining everything, trying to teach very basic common, friend, you've been around for long enough at this point and heard enough common that a lot of words start to pick up as Duramar kind of gives them context from Sylvan to common. Ticktrick, you actually learned Sylvan because of this, so go ahead and add. Here, I'll actually add Sylvan to you. As you understand common well enough, although you don't speak it very well because of it still being very much a more broken language. Why do you? Okay, you have an interesting language choice that you got there. Oh, that's why. Okay. I was like, why do you have that? Now I see, because your class.
Yeah.
But I will add Sylvan for you and make a note.
Now, I do have a question of what kind of languages would be restricted to Grumpy's race, because I know it's most about clicking. They don't really have vocal cords.
They do have vocal cords. They can
Oh, they
mimic.
do.
They can mimic vocal cords.
Gotcha.
It's just harder.
Yes, the understanding is the problem.
And also, they don't speak it normally.
Yeah, and body, as far as it goes, body language does not make sense to him of the more, I wanted to say organic, but he's technically organic. The non-insectoids, the body language being from such an advanced society that what it would be normal, that more primal commonality that Tick-Trick would understand is not as easily translated. So yeah, his issue is that for example, if you decide to insult him but you don't move, he's not going to be able to tell you're insulting him unless it's something he knows the specific word for.
But if you go for a handshake, someone might consider the handshake to be an act of hostility or whatever like that.
Yeah, if you suddenly get closer to him when you're speaking and it seems aggressive, Tick-Trick will be a lot better to pick up on that than anybody else because of his more primal understanding.
Oh, I hate you so
boy.
much. Oh, you kind of suck, man. You're an awful
Big
human
Drake is
being.
going to end up very intimidated by Bastion, and it's not even going to be something that's on purpose.
Well, I mean, hey, Bastion's more like Tick-Trick than any of the others. He's just as lacking in emotion for the most part right now.
True.
And body language on a Warforged is even more fun. So, yeah, as you lot are relaxing and learning, Duramar eventually, around the middle of the night, you finally pass out after teaching the two. Tick-Trick, now, understanding Sylvan is very easy. Speaking Sylvan is going to be very difficult for you, naturally.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you can now understand what Friend is saying. Friend, you can add common to your languages, or here, I can do it.
Finally.
Common will still be very rough for you, because while you understand it, the problem isn't the fact of understanding, the problem is the fact that Duramar explained it poorly to you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a while,
look. Even
It's
if I
been a
don't
while
understand-
since I've had to teach the language.
Look, man. At least I can understand bits and pieces.
That's true.
Yeah, you know.
There we go. So that's been added, friend. Okay. So yeah, as the day goes on, the party gathers up, or as the day breaks, a dwarf eventually comes around. A younger-looking dwarf, beard very short cut, mustache almost non-existent, wearing just basic leather gear, and holding a massive coin purse. Kind of comes up to the tent and knocks on the wood of the flag post and goes, is there a bastion, a fortress in here?
Come here.
He opens the tent and goes, "Oh!" And he looks up at Bastion and goes, "Oh, shit." In common. My apologies, as he kind of leans down and goes to his goes to the piece of paper he has in his hand and goes, I was told to pay you?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You're right. He looks at his paperwork as he flips through. Bastion, give me a perception check. -1.
17.
Wow. You see on there in big red letters as he's flipping through, it says, "Do not pay the Warforge at anything." And the kid looks at the younger dwarf, looks at the paperwork, looks up at you, and goes, "It seems there's been a misunderstanding."
I'm going to step a little closer to him.
roll intimidation.
12.
Okay. He kind of give me a minute. Okay. He looks up at you and goes, I'm gonna go find out what's going on with this paperwork. I think there's been a problem," as he kind of taps it on his hand and slides it into one of his pockets. "I'm pretty sure there's been an accounting error, if you will."
Why don't we come with you?
He goes, "You know what, actually, here, you know what, he goes and reaches for the big bag of gold on his, I feel like I can take care of this. I'll just let the military accountants know that there was a misunderstanding. You guys fought in the battle yesterday on the field, and served for the whole day." And he kind of pulls out 100 gold pieces and slides them over to hands them over to Bastion and goes, "I feel this is about equal pay to what we're paying the knights currently. I feel like that's fair." He kind of looks at Bastion, kind of like mumbling to himself, hoping you don't do anything.
I believe the amount agreed upon was a little bit more than that.
He looks at you and goes, What was the agreed upon amount?"
I believe there was another 100 at least.
Fuck me, that's a 1. He goes, "You know what? You're right." As he pulls out, "You're right. I was wrong in that calculation." And he pulls out another 100 gold. I apologize for the misunderstanding. I'll make sure the accountants get it right this time. The army's marching out here within the hour. Y'all, if you need anything, you know where to find the commanders." And he starts to back away fast. Comes out of the tent, closes it, and you hear as his feet are running off, as mud is splashing everywhere. Okay. Go ahead and add 200 gold to your inventory, Bastion.
I am going to just divvy up between all 4 of us.
Okay, so
Can we
that
get some to take check?
Should be
50
50
gold.
each.
50 each.
50 gold piece. Yeah, Tickdrick, you got a paycheck for nothing.
Awesome.
Hey, you know what? That allows
you're
me
getting
to be...
shown trust, which is a big thing. So
Oh,
I'm just imagining
he
that
appreciates
drops
it.
a little bucket. Now my bucket makes clinking noises while I walk.
It does make
Yeah.
clinking noises while you walk now.
That's exactly what I was gonna be like. Like, does someone need to carry Friend's coin for him, or did he find a way to do it?
Well, Friend would know that he would melt the gold, but the value of it he wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
would you like me to carry?
I'll nod.
Okay. So go ahead and add 50 gold back to your inventory, Bastion, and you can make a note of that if you'd like. Yes.
Actually, if he wants
50
to
of those
carry,
funds belong to Friend.
I was like, if he wants, he can carry all my gold, so I don't burn any of it. I have 70.
That works.
Okay.
So you can add the 70 gold as well.
Yeah, because my clothes aren't even clothes; they're my skin that also burn things.
Yeah.
So I probably shouldn't be carrying money.
Was it 70 with the including the 50
Including
or without
the-
the 50?
Oh,
Including the 50.
so
Oh,
70 altogether.
So it was an extra. It was an extra
Yeah,
20.
I had 20, and then I just got 50.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, as you lot kind of divvy up the pay, so you can hear the soldiers starting to move out as the day is beginning. What would you all like to do?
Well, we have options. Do we want to head to the main battle, or do we want to meet with the weird Warforged?
Or you could always go back to the ship you guys left in the south and just abandon there. It's just sitting there in the middle of a forest right now.
Whatever Bastion, our fearless leader, wants, I suppose. I'm looking for information. Knowledge is my hoard.
Yeah.
While they're talking, Taker's gonna pull out that envelope and put some rations in it.
Okay.
Start tending to that.
You watch as the Tick Trick pulls out a brown envelope and a little as he tosses some dried up meats and such, and immediately the smoke starts coming off of it. Give me a D12 roll.
Okay. I'm gonna do this one physical.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah. For something
That's 4.
Yep, 4 works. So in 4 minutes, okay, it will fully cook. But all right, Bastion, the party looks to you for what to do. You have been elected leader, buddy.
Why don't we head in for another round?
Okay. I mean, Duramar, I know, agreed. Friend, what about you?
Yeah.
Okay, and Tick Trick?
I just say
that
more
mean?
food to friend.
Okay.
Food.
Tick Trick, yeah.
What does that mean? Another round.
War.
Fight.
Fighting? Money? More money?
Yes.
Kill for money.
Okay.
All right. As you
No contract this time, but I'm sure we can find our way into some money.
All right. As you lot start heading off, packing up your stuff, the tent actually goes into Bastion's backpack as a magical item, along with your new little banner, which seems to... so the tent itself turns into a backpack, and basically everything that was in it is immediately stored inside of it. And then on the back of the backpack is a tiny version now of your little sigil flag that you had out front. And I'll create that magic item later. Just remind me about that, Chaston. It's just a temp camp item I'm going to make. So yeah, as you're as the tent folds up, you all exiting out of it. It immediately attaches itself onto you, Bastion. Don't worry, it won't be an attunable item, so you don't have to worry about losing an attunement slot. As you lot start to follow the soldiers, it's going to take you guys about a week of marching. Just by foot, as far as it goes. And in the meantime, you'll see a couple villages and such, but almost all have been completely ransacked and abandoned. You'll see that the countryside is still very much almost dead, and a lot of times as you're walking, you will see burning piles of bodies. As some of the dwarves you pass by explain that these were undead that had been left over from the last time or when the tieflings had reconquered their lands. Not all of the undead that had laid claim to the territory were killed at the time. But all right. You also, as you're marching, receive a very important news upon their arrival at the camp of one of the dwarves, dwarven criers running around, explains that the gods have finally descended, and that Cyrus Galadron has decided to side with Tikva Silversong, and that more are to come as he continues running around. And you can definitely tell that the general sense of the army around here is a lot more tense as you guys arrive to this massive siege camp that you'd guess was probably almost 600,000-700,000 troops camped around in this massive siege line around the castle. And as you look on, you see a huge 4-story walled city with castle towers, each standing glowing with this strange green stone that's been used. Walls that seem to be almost a good maybe 30-40 feet thick easily. That it seems as the siege weapons have gone off, you can see where they've dented into the walls but not managed to push through. The gates themselves seem to have been completely sealed off with what looks to be some sort of a massive piece of just solid iron that's blocking off the door, keeping the siegers out. And you, Bastion, from this distance, immediately sense the magic of one of your ex-comrade of Tikva Silversong coming from the city.
Yeah, we're getting close.
I am worried about the whole Cyrus deal.
I assume you say this out loud to the group?
Yes.
What's a Cyrus?
Dangerous.
Food? Dangerous.
Big danger?
Big danger. Massive danger.
More danger, more reward, more
Magic danger.
difficult food.
Very unhealthy for all of us.
We not go there then?
Go
away from danger?
We're going to leave this up to our fearless leader, Bastion.
Well, we don't have to dive into the thick of it yet. Why don't we stay on the outskirts, help take out some more of the tieflings?
All right. I do intend on living to 3,000 if you catch my drift.
Right. That we stay on the back lines, help defend the camp, and if we need to get the hell out, well, it's a little easier that way.
Okay.
I like the way you think.
I like revenge, but I need to be alive to do so.
Okay. So as you guys start to set up camp, one of the dwarven soldiers, definitely something of a middle rank man, comes up to you lot and goes, I've got someone by the name of Bastion the Iron Wall we're looking for.
Yes, sir.
Good. We've registered with your mercenary group, the Light, a man by the name of Duramar the Fairy Dragon. Fairy is put in quotes. Dragon being the last name, is that correct?
Yeah, sure.
One familiar, a slime cat that turns into a child.
Hi there.
He's my son.
Okay.
His name is Friend, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, that's a name.
At least that's what he told us.
That's a name for a child. And a thigh keen name. Crane? Oh. I take it that's you, and you go by...
Tick Trick.
Got it. Unpronounceable name. Alright.
Tick Trick.
Uh-huh.
Tic Tac?
Yeah.
Tick Trick.
He looks at
Tic-tac-toe.
he looks at you
Dick
and kind of
Rick.
goes, yeah,
I'm gonna
uh-huh.
keep saying it.
He just kind of nods and ignores you. Alright, the siege is set to commence within the by tomorrow. Troops are ordered to give it a rest. We've got a couple of missions up for grabs for some of the mercenary companies. You could call them our, we don't care if you survive missions. So, are you at all interested? I'm being sent around to ask.
You could take a look.
Alright.
A lot of money.
Yes, they each pay their own payouts. So he flips over the page and goes, alright, I got 3 missions available currently to the mercenary companies. Y'all are the first to show up, so lucky you. Alright, so first one is to infiltrate through the sewers and capture the castle in the center. It pays 10,000 gold pieces. So only to the surviving members. We don't pay for the dead. As he goes through, your job will be to get through the sewers into the city and infiltrate the castle and take it. It's rumored that most of the troops are on the walls, so there should be a small amount of defenders. The rough guess is at max 20 to 100. stationed throughout the whole castle keep, not just waiting for you as you open the sewers. Trust me. Well, assuming that they don't realize you're down there, we're not. That's on them. As he kind of chuckles to himself and flips the page.
Feeling she's gonna know.
The second one is to infiltrate the tiefling military. And disguise self.
I turn into a tiefling.
That works. All right. Any of the rest of you?
I'm good with the disguise kit.
All right.
No.
No. Okay.
I have minor illusion. That's about it.
Of course, the fairy dragon does.
But I could turn into a fairy. Watch.
He just kind of looks up.
All these people changing. He's just.
No, I do have a fairy form.
Huh. All right. All right. He flips the page. Well, this one's fun. The last one we have is to try and blow up the wall from underneath. Supposedly, the tieflings have some what we calling tunnelers. Using the Mold Earth spell, they've been setting up explosives all along the front lines of the siege. We're sending another group to go down into the tunnels to basically stop them and to implode the walls into the ground. The walls are too thick at this point for us to expect our catapults to break through. I mean, we're still going to try nonetheless, but, the commander does not, or rather his lordship, now that he's here, does not like waiting and would rather just collapse the walls in on themselves. Any of those missions sound acceptable to you?
Tunnels.
Well, Boston, what do you think?
If we were to try and blow the tunnels, or the wall, are we going to still make it out of the tunnel?
I mean, I'm going to give you explosives and some cords. If you don't make it out, that's on you, not me.
I'm good with directions.
I mean, sounds like they might be able to get us through the tunnels.
Yep, that one.
I think we could start there.
Alright, that one pays 5,000 gold pieces, not nearly as much. Again, if you die, we don't pay for dead corpses. You're responsible for your own dead. Should you die in our service, you are not welcome to any profit, titles, or any gear that you had on your body upon your death. It is up to your comrades what they do with your body. And if one of the troops finds your body before your comrades do, or your comrades are completely wiped out, they assume the full control of your body and any estate you had upon yourself. Besides that, he kind of looks through the paperwork and goes, basically, good luck, don't die. And the queen is on the walls, so good luck, as he walks off, as he signs off the light to that mission.
Huh.
Okay.
So, don't be visible to those on the top of the wall. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So as he walks off, a few minutes later, a few dwarves come over carrying crates of what looks to be the strange, bright orange tubes with little black cords coming out of them. One of the older dwarves, who's a little shorter and doesn't have a beard, it looks about like maybe he could be a half dwarf mixed with maybe gnome or halfling, looks at you and goes, "All right, you put these things into the hole, you light this little black rope, and you run. Is it understood?"
Cat gives a thumbs up.
Good.
Sounds pretty.
Don't melt these. Don't eat these. Don't try and explode them inside of you. If you understand all those, have a good one. And the tunnels are already pretty much dug. We just need someone to go down there with the explosives to set it up. The tunnelers aren't very active, and we wish you good luck as he kind of walks off. And
I feel like all three of those warnings were pointed at me, and I don't appreciate it.
Only one of those warnings were pointed at you.
You said don't set them off into your body, don't eat them, and don't melt them.
No, I didn't say don't. I said don't eat them, don't melt them, and don't put them inside of you.
I can do all of those things.
Yes, but there's also a Warforged who famously decided to put a dragon egg inside themselves until they lost it. Though Bastion does not come with that feature. He is unfortunately an older model.
So I'm gonna have to make the
Shame.
odd call that I should not touch the explosives, and that I should be the scout that goes ahead.
That works.
Because I can perfectly see in the dark, because I have blind sight and dark vision.
It sounds like we should put Tickdrick in the front
Yeah.
with the tunnels.
So, friend
He
friend
does no
scouts.
tunnels.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Tick-Trick.
No, I was just saying he does no tunnels.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, friend in the scouting ahead. Tick-Trick leading the party, and Bastion then Duramar, or Duramar then Bastion.
I'll take middle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take up the end. Either that, or in my fairy form, I can get put in like one of Bastion's pockets or whatever.
He doesn't wear pants.
You know, in the
You know,
yeah, okay.
hey, hold on. Friend could give you the bucket, and you could hide in the bucket. I don't need it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You know, I'm just gonna stick with my fairy dragonborn form
I was gonna say, because I'm not
and
taking
just
the
keep
bucket
up the
with me.
back.
I'm
Okay.
leaving the bucket at camp anyway, because I'm not bringing it.
And Bastion, are you going to be the one carrying the explosives, or someone else?
Yeah, I'll carry
Should
him. I
probably
suppose.
be Bastion, yeah.
All right. So as you guys set up your camp, taking the explosives, do you guys have anything you'd like to do before heading into the tunnels?
Other than putting my drum in my bucket and just leaving it at camp, no.
Okay. All right. Duramar?
No, I'm good. No, not too much for me to learn here.
Okay. Bastion?
Yeah, I'm set.
And Tick-Trick?
He's gonna look at a friend to be like, "You are a scout,"
Yes.
and then you're gonna hear in your head. He's gonna speak to you in your mind, be like, I can communicate with you if we get separated or you go far ahead.
You know, that's gotta feel weird for my team, because I don't have a brain.
No, but friend, you do hear him. You've never had someone to speak to you without their lips or without their mouth moving.
Whoa. friend will just keep the thumbs up and just nod.
Okay. Then Victor's gonna use telekinesis or telepathy.
Okay. All right. And you're going to connect specifically to friend?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So as you guys head off towards one of the tunnels that's about 100 yards out from the castle walls, the DM needs to get the map ready, so we're actually going to come back next week for that session, where we're going to do a nice, long, fun battle. All right. Thank you all for watching today's session. We appreciate this is a light session, first off, because we've got a newbie in the group. We want to get him introduced to the pace. And secondly, the DM didn't think about the siege and forgot that he needed to prepare that map. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys next Sunday for more D&D, and Monday for more Monsters Monday. Make sure to check out the World of Silencia channel to catch all of our latest updates and posts. Thank you, and good night.